the Anastasia Subculture palette. This guy right here. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I do apologize that you guys are seeing another review on this damn palette. It is all over the internet and I've never seen so much drama and controversy over an eyeshadow palette. So I definitely had to do a video on this. I honestly didn't get the chance to see any reviews. I literally just purchased this shortly after it released. Then I started to see the reviews and I'm not gonna lie, after that I did get a little nervous. But of course I went in with high hopes when I purchased the Subculture palette. Why not? I never purchased anything from Anastasia Beverly Hills that I dislike. They're an amazing company. Their eyeshadows, hands down, are one of the best ever, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that. And so far, I've heard a lot of people complain on the amount of kickback, how ridiculous it is. People are hitting pan on the first try. It's not blendable, it's patchy, it's muddy, the colors are ridiculous.
It's madness.
So of course, when I got the palette, I did take my time and fully examined it. And I did notice that the eyeshadows are very soft, but they are very pigmented. And I also do recall hearing that these were softly pressed pure pigments. So when I heard that, it started to make a little bit more sense. And I know when I buy a pure pigment, they tend to be loose and come in jars like this. I'm sure you guys have seen this. I have one right here from Inglot, MAC, NYX, and a whole bunch of other companies. And I'm assuming that perhaps they wanted to take these pure pigments and press them. I'm not quite sure. That is just a theory. Maybe that is where a lot of people are having a lot of difficulty in using these eyeshadows, because you do have to be very, very gentle with them. Some people have different techniques. Sometimes you pick up a lot of product just at what time and throw it on your eyes, and sometimes people like to dip and dab and build up the pigmentation like I do. Which brings me to another thing that has been irking me, and I've been seeing a lot of this on Instagram as well as on YouTube, and that is where people are taking their brush and they're literally drilling into the eyeshadow to show the amount of kickback. If you do that to any eyeshadow, you will see a whole shitload of fallout. That's just the way it is, especially with matte shadows versus like shimmer shadows that don't tend to have that much fallout. Because I personally don't pick up my eyeshadow that way. I'll show you guys a quick example. So usually I just take my brush, I dab it right into the eyeshadow, and you can see some of the fallout right there. And if any of you guys know Wayne Goss, he did an amazing review with this palette. It was very short and straight to the point, which is awesome. I love that about him. I highly recommend you guys see it. I'm going to link his video down in the description box, and he explains exactly what I just explained to you guys. I've also heard a lot of people compare the Modern Renaissance palette to the Subculture palette with the amount of kickback, and the Modern Renaissance palette does have a good amount of kickback. Maybe not as much, but it does. I had that trouble with this shadow, which is Cypress Umber. It was very soft. And maybe a month into me owning this palette, the shadow just literally fell out, which is crazy. But this is one of my favorite palettes ever. And it's not just with the Modern Renaissance palette. It happens with some of Anastasia's single eyeshadows, and I own a lot of them. And look at this. This right here is really bad. The cracked one you guys see right there is their single eyeshadow in Morocco. That one just had a lot of fallout with me, and it just ended up cracking. I don't know if it just was the one I happened to purchase, but that doesn't mean that the eyeshadows are bad. Sometimes when there is a lot of kickback, that the eyeshadow may not blend out so well, but not all the time. There really doesn't seem to be an in-between with this palette. People either love it or they passionately hate it to the point where they just want to burn it. It's really crazy. I've never seen anything like this over an eyeshadow palette. It's insane. But I am going to create a look, so let's jump right into it. So first I'm going to take my MAC Paint Pot and Soft Ochre to apply the base on my eyes. And I just picked up a small amount with my Beauty Blender and just dabbing it on. Then taking some of my Laura Mercier translucent powder, set right underneath my eyes. This is going to help catch any fallout in case there is any. So that same translucent powder to set the base on my eyes. This is just going to make the shadows that I apply go on a lot smoother. So first eyeshadow I'm going to pick up is Dawn and tap off whatever excess there is. And I'm going to begin on the outer crease of my eye. From here I begin to just do the regular window wiper motions. Then I'm going to pick up New Wave. Just go again on the outer crease of my eye, just not as high up as I did with the other color. Now I'm going to go in with Roxy, and I've used the same fluffy brush for all these shadows that I just applied, which is the Inglot 6SS. It's a very soft, big, fluffy brush, definitely one of my favorites. Next, I'm going in with the Fudge. And you definitely don't need much product whatsoever, and I know they have the single eyeshadow for Fudge, and I also own that one, and it looks the same. I don't see no difference. Now I'm going to pick up some of Dawn with a flat shader brush. I'm going to dip back into New Wave. And since these shadows are very pigmented, that's exactly why I laid down Dawn first and then I went in with New Wave so it doesn't look too bright. Now I'm going to pick up this coppery shadow called ADORN. I'm going to take a little small detailed brush. I'm going to spritz it with MAC Fix Plus. And I'm picking up the shade Fudge again. Now there was some fallout, so I'm just going to take my Morphe E53 brush and just swipe it away. I've seen some people swipe away whatever fallout they had and it left streaks on their face, which I thought was really crazy. I definitely suggest either putting a really good amount of setting powder underneath your eyes or don't apply your foundation at all. Do your eyes first and then apply your foundation afterwards. So now I'm going back in with New Wave, apply that shadow on my lower lash line. I'm going to go in with this NYC liquid liner. I'm going to pick up this shadow right here called Cube, which is a really pretty duochrome color. And I'm going to apply Cube to my brow bone. Then I'm going to pick up this shadow right here called Electric. It's a green shimmer. Apply that in my tear duct area. That is really pretty. I like this. And that is it, you guys. This is the final look. I personally had no issues with this palette. I definitely just stuck with the warm tones that were in this palette and I just threw that shit on my eyeballs. I'm not seeing what everyone else is seeing. I am gonna play around with this palette a little bit more. I also feel like it's a domino effect, you know. Once someone puts it out that a particular palette sucks or an eyeshadow sucks or just a particular product sucks, boom, everyone starts to think that it sucks and that there's something wrong with it, and I feel like everyone's trying to find a reason to hate it. Not everyone's gonna like the same thing. Not everything is gonna work for everybody. But I would love to know if any of you guys own this palette, and if you don't, do you want to own this palette? Do you give a shit about this palette? Let me know down in the comment box. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big ass thumbs up.
I would love it so much.
And if it is your first time to my channel, I would love it if you guys subscribe. And if you want, hit that little bell right next to it. You'll just be notified every time I upload a new video. And I can't wait to see you all next time. Bye!